Good morning. We're here today to make a change, a big change. Until now, San Francisco has had 9 different teams responding to the crises on our streets. 9 teams with different mandates, different chains of command, different approaches. And still, every San Franciscan, including myself, has walked by someone suffering and wished they could do more. Today, we are launching a new integrated neighborhood street team model that will help us do more together. By unifying 9 previously siloed street teams, we will help more people off the street and into long-term stability. As you can see, I am standing here with the leadership from across our departments. We are all working toward the same goal. I want to thank you all for being here today. We're not replacing the work that's been done. We're building on it. We are improving how we support the people that do this work every single day. Starting today, those 9 teams will become one unified system. One mission, one accountable structure. We're shifting from scattered responses to neighborhood-based teams. Each team will know the people they're helping by name. Each team will be responsible for helping these individuals on their journey from the street to treatment, housing, or back to loved ones. Our goal is to give people a better, more humane option than being on the street, whether that's a shelter bed or a treatment center. And for those unwilling to accept help, we can no longer allow them to cause disorder on our sidewalks, at a muni bus station, or our parks. San Francisco will once again be a place where we enforce our laws and ensure public spaces remain available for everyone. The new street team model builds on the foundation that we've already laid. Last week, I signed the Breaking the Cycle Executive Directive. It laid out a new framework to respond to homelessness and behavioral health in this city using authority granted in the Fentanyl State of Emergency Ordinance. I hear it every day from frontline workers that by the middle of the day, there are no shelter or treatment beds available. My administration is working to get more online and give our frontline outreach workers the tools to get people indoors. We've also learned a tremendous amount from our first 30 days at the mobile triage pilot on 6th Street. That pilot brought together teams in a more consistent rhythm, sharing data, sharing coordinated decisions, and seeing what happens when we act as one city instead of separate departments. We took those lessons, we listened to the frontline workers, and we built this new model. Here are the key reforms. We are consolidating 9 teams into 5 tightly knit neighborhood-based units, plus a 6th citywide team. These teams will handle outreach and will be responsible for enforcing sit-lie laws and ADA requirements. Each team will work with the individuals who are experiencing chronic homelessness and or acute behavioral health issues. Each team will be led by a Department of Emergency Management team conductor who will coordinate city services, law enforcement, and community input, making sure everyone is moving together. While neighborhood teams focused on their assigned areas, the citywide team will deploy to hotspots, addressing displacement issues before they grow and supporting the urgent responses across the city. This is about clarity, responsibility, and speed. This is only possible because of the people who have already been out there doing this work. Last week, we had an incredible meeting at City Hall. Outreach team workers from public health, police, public works, human services agency, homelessness and supportive housing, sheriff and fire departments, and all of these department heads and chiefs were there. 150 or so gathered, and I saw their commitment. I heard their frustration. But more than anything, I felt their hope. The message and their message was clear. Give us the tools to do this work right. And that's what today is all about. This isn't a new plan on paper. It's a new operating model. It's coordination instead of silos, action instead of talk, and a commitment to own every outcome. If you're a business owner, if you're a resident, if you're a visitor to our city, you will see the change. And if you're someone who needs care on the street, you won't be passed from one team to the next. You'll get help from a team that is deeply knit into the community. San Franciscans voted for accountability. San Franciscans voted for change. This is both. I want to thank every single person across every department who has helped shape this. This model only works because of your commitment to San Francisco's residents, small business owners, visitors, and our most vulnerable. On behalf of our city, thank you. Now let's go get it done. Mary Ellen.
Thank you, Mayor Lurie. I'm Mary Ellen Carroll. I'm the Director of the Department of Emergency Management. The Department of Emergency Management is deeply invested in this work and uniquely positioned to coordinate across city agencies. Using our expertise in the incident command system, as we did during COVID-19, and as we do whenever we have to manage a complex incident or complex problem. This new model, as described by the mayor, is of integrated neighborhood-based teams, incorporates many of the lessons that we have learned about over the years about what works and what doesn't on the streets. Residents, visitors, and workers don't experience the city as a collection of siloed departments, and neither do people experiencing homelessness on the streets or a mental health crisis. By unifying these teams under one command structure, we are streamlining operations across departments using evidence-based practices. The unified team will take an approach that identifies daily hotspots that need immediate attention, and also has created a neighborhood-based client engagement strategy, which will help us focus on individuals who are the most disruptive and the most in need of support. This new structure is already facilitating closer coordination. We've been working on this for quite some time since the mayor came to office, and we are seeing more effective operations across the city already. I want to take this opportunity right now as I stand here to coordinate. The work on the street is really represented by the people behind me. Every department head that is here, every department leader, but their staff in particular, who make these operations happen, who bring people indoors every day, who do life-saving work, and that includes our neighborhood team leads who are here with us today, who are the DEM leads, David Nakanishi, Mark Meza, and Santiago. Thank you.
We have time for a few questions. JD.
Mayor Lurie, can you talk a little bit about the metrics that you guys are going to use to analyze the success of these new teams? And also, do you feel like having the more neighborhood-based approach will allow to better coordinate with residents in those neighborhoods that are complaining about the street problem?
Absolutely. We will have these neighborhood-based teams that will, and by the way, these teams already know a lot of the people on the streets, but this will allow them to get to know those that need help better. The metrics, I'll let Kunal and Director of Public Health Dan Tsai get into it, but here's the metric that I'm going to be evaluating things on. Last week, I walked down Cap Street, and a woman saw us walking, and there was 10, 15 people on the street using drugs. And a woman came up to me and said, my 91-year-old mother lives in that building right there, and she is afraid to leave her apartment. That can no longer be tolerated in our city. Another family on Julian Street, who I met with, have 2 young kids, and they see drug dealing happening outside their house. They are terrified to walk outside their house in the morning and in the afternoon. Those streets need to be clear of that activity. And so that's how we're going to measure results as well.
Mayor, can you talk about the thinking behind making this all under Department of Emergency Management?
Yes, it's a great question. We've talked often about how this is a crisis, whether it's a man-made crisis or a natural disaster. Mary Ellen and the Department of Emergency Management, they have a system in place. They have protocols in place. And this is a crisis of which we need a command and control structure where we have better coordination. And she's done it well in the past, and she's going to do it well now.
Mayor, yesterday, vandals targeted the Great Highway Park for the second time this month. Obviously, there's an exciting official opening coming in the next few weeks, so I was wondering what your reaction is to that.
It's unacceptable. The voters spoke. Vandalism, lawlessness has no place, whether it's in the Great Highway or it's in the Mission at 16th Street.
One more question.
Right. Wondering if you expect this new sort of larger strategy to address some of the concerns that we've heard from neighbors, where they feel like if there's pressure here at Jefferson Square Park, the drug issue just shifts to another part of the city, or if you have enforcement at 16th and Mission, it just keeps shifting around from one place to another. Is this coordinated response aimed at trying to resolve that?
That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to have neighborhood teams that are going to see that displacement happen. We know that it does happen. We understand that. We're not denying that. We are accepting that, and we are going to go to where the problems are. And the neighborhood teams will be on the lookout, and will be prepared for that.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much for being here. Thank you all very much.